Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. Here we have John on Death and Taxes versus Fred on Colorless Post. Don't think I'm going to be able to swap that around in camera. These matchups are facing the wrong direction. Hopefully this won't be too difficult to follow. We've got a Mother of Runes and a Thalia. And neither of those are going to be super high impact versus Post decks. Usually that would be an excellent start versus a variety of decks. But Colorless Post doesn't really care about Mother of Runes at all. And it has plenty of mana to get around Thalia in the case that she actually taxes anything. A lot of the things that Post is going to be dropping, the really dangerous stuff, is going to be creatures anyways. So yeah, 3 damage coming in from John. He's not going to bother trying to hold back. He knows what's going on here. Mother of Runes basically just a 1/1 attacker. Rashad Port can slow Fred down a little bit, but these are repeated Cloud Posts and now a Maze Mind Tome. It's going to allow for some card advantage. Not the type of thing that John wants to see. Death and Taxes, a pretty decent portion of our meta. Looks like a Wasteland. The new masterpieces. Got to imagine that's going to take out one of those Cloud Posts. And John's going to just try and hold on for 5 more turns, but it's going to be surprising if this doesn't actually at some point take a turn for the worse. Maybe he'll have a way of dealing with it, but Grim Monolith. And that Wasteland really denying a lot of mana. Going from 9 mana from the 3 Cloud Posts down to 4 mana. That was a 5 mana Wasteland. Grim Monolith. Alright, if I get COVID, that's why. Let's see here. Golos coming down, not affected by Thalia, and that's the type of threat to be worried about. Just had a elderly gentleman come in and could not keep his mask on his face. Alright. Wasteland has slowed things down, but now this Rashad Port really just not going to do enough to contain whatever type of threats Fred is going to want to drop. We've got a Stoneforge Mystic, and that's going to tutor up perhaps a Batterskull. I mean, this Golos is, yes, looks like Batterskull. A lot of beautiful versions here in John's deck. Looks very intentional. And Forsaken Monument now. And Basalt Monolith. And this is actually going to go infinite into Cascading Cataract. So infinite mana right now thanks to Basalt Monolith. And we've got 3 cards. And we don't even really get to see him as John is scooping it up. That is going to do. As Colorless Post, not easily contained with a singleton Thalia. It's going to take a lot more than that. The Wasteland was a good effort. I mean, shutting down that 9 mana board from just 3 Cloud Posts. He even had additional lands as well. But, I mean, that was like a 5 mana point swing. And then the Rashad Port tapping the other one. Basically going from 9 mana from those lands to just 2 mana. But you just need more Wastelands. Now, Death and Taxes really doesn't have any recursion with those Wastelands either. It's not like a build that has, Crucible of Worlds or Life from the Loam, Renin 6 when it was in the format. Death and Taxes, if it draws those Wastelands, good for Death and Taxes. If not, there's just really not too much they can do to affect that. And we'll skip ahead now, post sideboarding. All right, and it looks like Ancient Tomb into Is that Chalice at 1? Oh, no plays here for John. And now an Aether Vial. Oh, Sphere of Resistance. Okay, there we go. So Sphere of Resistance from Fared. And now an Aether Vial off the top on turn 2. And Karn, the Great Creator, off of Cloud Post, Glimmer Post, and Ancient Tomb. That checks out. We've got a Liquid Metal Coating, and that Karn devastating here as it shuts off the Aether Vial, something that could have allowed John to keep up to a degree with what Fared has going on here. Aether Vial can create a tremendous amount of mana itself, in a sense, allowing you to just cheat in repeatedly, you know, your 1 casting cost, 2 casting costs, and then repeated 3 casting cost creatures. I'm talking Recruiter of the Guard, Flicker Wisp, some pretty disruptive stuff, but here we've got a Recruiter of the Guard, which would cost 4 mana thanks to the Sphere, and Liquid Metal Coating sitting in Fared's hand. Once that comes down, it's going to be able to start going after all of John's lands. Wow, is this Batterskull gonna be enough? Doesn't seem likely. Torpor Orb. Oh, that's brutal. Torpor Orb and Liquid Metal Coating. It's a hot piece of tech right there. Versus Death and Taxes. Tons of ETBs in the list. I mean, a huge chunk of it. Liquid Metal Coating. And now Batterskull. Ugin clearing the way of colored permanents. Getting rid of that Germ and Stoneforge Mystic. The Germ really the one potential kink in the armor there. Torpor Orb stops all of those creature ETBs, but not the artifact. Even though Batterskull can't be used to the fullest thanks to Karn, it still gave a glimmer of hope, but now I think we're just going to see... I mean, this is totally overwhelming with a Sphere of Resistance out. Oh, and look at that. Liquid Metal Coating turning Ugin into turning Ugin into an artifact and then Karn animating it. Fared just taking the shortest path to victory. John going to use a Surgical Extraction just to make Fared do some shuffling to feel like he's part of the game as Ugin just smashes John's remaining life total. Unbelievable. Have not seen that before. Liquid Metal Coating turning Ugin into an artifact, and then Karn with the alley-oop there just slam dunking and taking that one down with some style. That is all for this one, but don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.